Hello everyone and welcome to our live stream from the vibrant Yellow River Market in Jiaxin, located in eastern China's Shandong Province. Now for those of you who are familiar, Jiaxin is a historic city that is famous for its rich cultural heritage, originated from China's mother river, the Yellow River. But more recently, it's more increasingly known for its growing global engagement. For example, in recent years, Jiaxin has been deepening its ties with the Pacific Island countries through climate cooperation and academic exchange, also through its sister city relationship with Tonga's Vavaru Islands. And it's also home to the China Pacific Island countries' climate change cooperation center. Jiaxin is playing an active role in building a greener and more connected future across the Pacific. Now, just yesterday, Tonga's Crown Prince and Foreign Minister visited this climate research hub in Jiaxin University. And now let's take a look.
Ahead of this week's high-level meeting in Xiamen, Tonga's Crown Prince and Foreign Minister Tupotua Ulukalala paid a visit to the China Pacific Island countries' Climate Change Cooperation Center in Shandong Province, putting a spotlight on one of the most urgent shared priorities, climate resilience.
For Tonga, climate change is our priority. Naturally, after that, we also look for our human security. So the ability for our people to stay resilient to it, and education plays a central part in that for us in Tonga.
China's collaboration with Pacific Island nations, including through technical assistance, research, and green development, has become a cornerstone of its broader Pacific engagement.
我们举办了面向太平洋岛国的4次。
We have held 4 climate change training sessions for Pacific Island countries, covering nearly all nations in the region. We have also donated small-scale power generation equipment to island countries and established a climate change-focused academic program for students from the Pacific Islands.
I think the Jiaxin University sets a great precedent by educating our young people, also giving the opportunities for them to grow in their field.
This week's ministerial talks in Xiamen, attended by ministers and senior officials from 11 Pacific Island countries, including Tonga, mark the first in-person session held in China. The agenda covers regional cooperation, economic recovery, and climate adaptation.
Well, it'll be my first time to meet Foreign Minister Wang Yi, so I'm looking forward to that, and also to strengthen our China and Tonga relationship.
As Pacific nations face rising tides, China is positioning itself as a reliable partner, offering science, solidarity, and shared solutions. Li Shuang, CGTN, Liaocheng, Shandong Province. Ahead of this week's high-level meeting in Xiamen, Tonga's Crown Prince and Foreign Minister Tupotua Ulukalala paid a visit to the China Pacific Island countries' Climate Change Cooperation Center in Shandong Province, putting a spotlight on one of the most urgent shared priorities, climate resilience.
For Tonga, climate change is our priority. Naturally, after that, we also look for our human security. So the ability for our people to stay resilient to it, and education plays a central part in that for us in Tonga.
China's collaboration with Pacific Island nations, including through technical assistance, research, and green development, has become a cornerstone of its broader Pacific engagement.
我们举办了面向太平洋岛国的4次。
We have held 4 climate change training sessions for Pacific Island countries, covering nearly all nations in the region. We have also donated small-scale power generation equipment to island countries and established a climate change-focused academic program for students from the Pacific Islands.
I think the Jiaxin University sets a great precedent by educating our young people, also giving the opportunities for them to grow in their field.
This week's ministerial talks in Xiamen, attended by ministers and senior officials from 11 Pacific Island countries, including Tonga, mark the first in-person session held in China. The agenda covers regional cooperation, economic recovery, and climate adaptation.
Well, it'll be my first time to meet Foreign Minister Wang Yi, so I'm looking forward to that, and also to strengthen our China and Tonga relationship.
As Pacific nations face rising tides, China is positioning itself as a reliable partner, offering science, solidarity, and shared solutions. Li Shuang, CGTN, Jiaxin, Shandong Province.
And today we're very pleased to be joined by two international students from Pacific Islands who are currently studying at Jiaxin University. They have been living in China, in Jiaxin, for a while. Now let me bring Didi. Hi, Didi.
Hello.
Please say hi to our audience.
Hello, everyone.
Didi, so I heard that you're studying smart agriculture
Yes.
at Jiaxin University. That's quite would you join me and walk a little bit?
Yeah.
So tell me what inspired you to learn smart agriculture here in China?
Well, back at home, we have this large land. So growing up, I always see my dad, my grandpa going outside every day, planting crops. So, it inspired me to go out and learn about the soil, the plants, the environment, and it brought me here to China to study agriculture. Yeah.
And here we're also, I don't know if you noticed, but we're also in the village area. So my next question is, how do you think what you're learning here in China, you can bring that back to Fiji and maybe help the agricultural industry back home?
Yeah, so in China, they're really advanced. So that is something I want to bring back home to my country, for us to not only value the importance of land, but the importance of how it can help us and also for the future generation.
Can you give an example of some technology or some new theory or I don't know something new you learned here that you feel like can be benefiting to Fiji, the industry of Fiji?
In Fiji, we are used to following the old method farming. So it's a cultural old method farming. So it's a bit slow. And I want to take back something here in China, which is advanced planting method to help, not only the Fijian people, how do I say this?
To increase efficiency.
Increase efficiency. Yes, thank you so much.
In terms of maybe watering or planting.
Yes, long-term planting.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Earlier actually here we have. I don't know if you noticed that we passed by some apple farm, and here we also have the local product, golden pear.
Is this peach?
I think no, this is pear.
Oh, pear.
Yes.
Okay.
So 你好，我们可以试吃一下吗 ？Okay. So the owner of he's very. Let's have a try of the local produce. Yeah, I might need a help.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. All right.
Oh, $5.
It's okay.
It's sweet.
It's so juicy. The first thing I noticed. Is pear also a local product back in Fiji?
Pear is a product that we cannot grow in Fiji.
And we just tried the very delicious and juicy, sweet pear. In terms of fruit planting, I don't know if that's also part of your study, but I know that back in Fiji you have a very different variety of fruits.
Yes,
here,
we do.
anything that you feel like, whatever theory or anything that something that maybe you can learn from Fiji?
In terms of farming, you mean?
Yes, in terms of fruit farming.
To be honest, like in China, I see a lot of variety of fruits that we don't have in Fiji. I think because we don't grow it because due to the weather. So I hope, I mean, we cannot change the weather, but I hope we can find ways to grow this type of fruits in our country, though.
Okay. And if we're looking into the future, how do you think the China Pacific Island, especially China Fiji, cooperation in the agricultural realm can grow? How do you think it can grow in the future? Because you're majored in agriculture.
You know, lately China and Fiji has what's this? They have met up recently talking about increasing the farming, agriculture in Fiji in terms of import and export. So with this, I think it will help Fiji with helping them like increasing their. Sorry, my words are not worthy.
In terms of technology?
Yeah, in terms of technology, yes. In terms
and
of
innovation,
yes.
How to make more better use of water, perhaps.
Because Fiji is really, not really slow, but slow in terms of farming. So with the help of China, maybe through technology, innovation can really boost the farming system in Fiji.
That's right. Okay, enough about agriculture. I'll leave you off the hook.
Thank you so much.
No, actually, sorry. Before you go, can you tell us, because you've been living, you're an undergraduate student. How long have you been living in China?
More than 1 year now.
More than a year. How does China Pacific Island, the ties or the connections mean to you personally? Can you maybe give us an idea?
Personally, it's really, for me, coming to study in China is a very big opportunity. Because coming from a very small island and a big country like this has opened my mind, my views and my thoughts. And learning new cultures, ways, it's really have been also an impact of my learning throughout the days, my 1 year now. So to me it means so much. So I hope when I graduate and go back home, I will share with not only my family, my friends, but also the people of how China can help us a lot in terms of farming and other things.
So, tell us about your personal experience here. What do you like about Liaocheng, about living in Liaocheng?
Liaocheng is very peaceful. I love how everyone is so friendly though. So friendly, and wherever you go, they'll just be smiling and greeting you everywhere. And also the food, I love the food. Love the food and the culture. It's really interesting.
Okay, thank you so much, Dee.
Thank you so much
for your insight, and I hope all the best to your study.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's Dee from Fiji. She is an undergraduate student studying at Liaocheng University. And now let me bring in our next guest, Fabian. Hello, Fabian. Can you say hi to our audience? Fabian, let me ask, what's your major? I know that you study at Liaocheng University, but tell us about what you study. Oh, smart agriculture as well. Okay, but first, tell us what brought you to the study of Chinese language and literature. You said about your roots, so you're half Chinese. So, oh wow. That's, yes, you have a deep root here in China. But Living in Liaocheng, how does it shape your view of China, of the country?
I like living in Liaocheng because it's safe, friendly, and affordable compared to the other big cities. For like kindness and the sense of community really shape me and my positive experience.
And also, you must know, because your university has a very deep connection with Pacific Island countries. There's the China Pacific Island Countries Climate Change Cooperation Center, and also other institutions that's specifically studying Pacific Island countries. Are you part of them? Do you feel proud being part of that organization, that community?
Yes, I am very proud to study in India that has the research center. It makes me feel so proud to be a person who succeeds by learning the things that research center will help my country.
And I asked Didi earlier about this, and now you again. What do you think China-Pacific ties, that relationship, that connection means to you personally? It must mean something very special to you because you have a deep root, but tell us about it. What does the connection mean to you personally? How do you feel about young people like yourself becoming bridges between the two cultures?
Personally, I think that some people might have a different view of China. Again, I come here to study education, how to broaden our minds.
So that's why culture and education plays such an important role in deepening the ties between countries. And you yourself as an ambassador in that area. You talked about that after your study in Chinese language, you would like to segue into the smart agriculture field. Can you tell us about why smart agriculture is so important and so beneficial to Solomon Island as well?
Smart agriculture is very important in Solomon Islands in terms of food security and I want to study on how to have develop seedlings that can adapt to the climate changes in our country, because climate change is real in the Pacific, especially Solomon Islands. We have some of our islands sinking. So in order to study smart agriculture would help our country have good food and crops that can withstand the climate change.
And how do you think institutions like the Belgian University are educating
the young people, the youth from Pacific Island countries, how do you think that will help build the resilience against climate change in the future?
But last year I went to many field trips, going to farms, advanced ones, and like if we go out to see the advanced farms, it will help us to see bigger things. And when we see those things, we would want to go back to our country and help them, because I believe if you see things, then you will believe it.
That's very insightful. Behind us, there are some beautiful lanterns that I think are made locally. Let me ask you, Captain, do you have farmers markets like this one back home in the Solomon Islands?
To sell this?
Yeah, farmers market like the one that we're currently exploring. Do you find these markets back in Solomon Islands as well?
No.
Not really?
Yeah.
So what do you think, how do you think about the village? We're here at Dongla County, at the local village. How do you think about the whole ambience here? How have you been treated so far by the locals?
I like the people here. They are very kind, and these are it shows that they're very creative, and like they can make anything out of anything.
Right. Are lanterns, I don't know how much time you got to spend in China, but are you familiar with lanterns?
Yes, I can see on the movies. Yes, but this one's no.
Seems very a little bit different.
Yes.
您好，我想问一下，这些灯笼是您手工做的吗？
对，这些都是纯手工编制的。
哦，so the owner just told me that all of these are handmade. 您能再介绍一下它的这些，就是它的在工艺方面或者制作方面有哪些？
它这是用纯手工这个用铁丝来编制的。首先是用铁丝，就是用硫酸先把那个本色去掉之后，然后再进行烤漆，然后再人工编制，最后再往里沾上布什么的，大概这样的流程。
Okay. Sorry, I forgot that you're majoring in Chinese language, so you got everything. But basically, what he said is that the structure is the most vital part of the lantern. They handmade it from wires, and they had to use very strong acid to bend it and to make it into shapes like these. So very impressive, very creative lanterns. Thank you so much. And now before you go, I want to ask you about how do you think smart agriculture or the cultural exchange what role do you think it's going to play in the future of China Pacific Island ties, the connection, looking into the future?
The cultural exchange?
Yes.
It would again help broaden the mindset, especially if the students from Pacific Islands in China. The cultural exchange will help us to see more, and like if we don't go anywhere, we'll be just thinking about one thing. And by studying in China, we see a lot of different things compared to our countries. Yes, so it will help broaden our mindset.
Broaden our vision.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much, Fabian.
Thank you
So much for your insight, and I wish you enjoy your day here at the market.
Thank
you again.
Thank you.
So now from the heart of the Yellow River to the shores of the Pacific, today's journey and our lecture today with the two international students from the Pacific Islands showed us that through cultural exchange, language, even agriculture, there's a lot we can learn from each other. And I want to thank again our two amazing guests, and I want to thank you all for watching our live stream. And please stay tuned for more stories and smiles in our channel. And We'll see you again.